Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. This is a little bit of a different reading here today. I felt really drawn or didn't really know where to go. I'm going to put out the December videos shortly, and I've been doing a lot of personal readings. If you're interested in that, go read about it in the comment section, not description box, but the comment section. It's donation based until the end of November. I just want to do this video, and this is actually by inspiration from Rick Jones. So thank you so much, Rick. I've been sitting with the energy, and I have a few names coming through. So listen up in particular if you hear your name. It doesn't mean that the rest of the message is not for you if you don't hear your name. It's just in particular they want them to listen up extra much. I've focused this reading on if you're going through transformation right now, if you're aware that things are changing, if you feel like you're in any way, shape, or form a way shower, however that comes across in your life, it can be a small scale, it can be in a large scale, more towards the spiritual side, then this message will be for you. This is what I've sort of assigned it to. And then I've just left it really open to just see whatever wants to come through. So I'm going to start with the names that I got. So the first name is Barbara, then Louis or Louise. I'm not sure there, Louis or Louise. So I incorporated both. Peter, Mark, Sylvia, and I think I heard Sybil. Annette or Annette in Swedish, Sarah or Sara, Clarence. I don't even know if I know that name, but I'm trying to be as open-minded as possible. I heard Clarence and I was like, Clarence, but maybe Clarence, and Apollo. So that's it. Yeah, this is for the leaders, the way showers, the ones going through a transformation, and the ones that have sort of said yes. And you will know what I mean by that. Like you're in on it. You're in for this shift. You're in for this change that's taking place right now. And you feel this shift in your life. You're probably halfway from dead if you don't feel the shifts coming up. Yeah. So we're just going to go into that and see what is up. We have just had Pluto moving away from Capricorn and into Aquarius. That took place yesterday, the 19th of November. And it's going to stay put. Some say 19 years, some say 20 years. For the next 2 decades, we have Pluto moving into Aquarius, which means we're moving away from a very earthbound, quite heavy energy of Capricorn into a more of a freedom, innovative, trailblazing type of energy. It's also giving the power back to the people. It's where you feel a lack. That's where you're going to be challenged, because that's going to be the thing that you're going to want to regain your power. So anything you feel a lack in, the easiest way to talk about this, because everyone at some point in their life probably can relate, is money. If you have felt like you have a idea that you lack in money, then you're going to be sort of challenged or given, let's call it a new opportunity to sort of fill that void or understand that gap or why that's even happening, so that you regain your power in that. It can be that you lack time, lack health, lack love, lack anywhere where you feel lack is where you're going to feel challenged / have the opportunity to regain your power. It's also important to understand that there is no, if you are in contact with source, with God, with source, with the universe, however you want to put that, there is no lack. Because if you are in connection with source, with all that is constantly growing and is just abundant, then there is no lack, right? So instead of looking at where am I lacking, to another way of looking at it is, where can I connect with source? Because as you connect with source, everything else seems to just fall into place. It's just my personal tip. That may leave it or take it. Okay, what do we have for the people drawn to this video? The people drawn to this video, what do we have for them right now in this moment, in this change? And I've said before in my videos that I think that November, and I only have my like guides, and it's not the only, but I have my guides to back that up with, that November is going to be the month that we look back at saying that's where it started to change, like a really profound shift. And then December of 2024, definitely January, February of 2025, I just feel constant changes right now. And whatever I had a session with a person today where a lot of the energy of like what we sort of have gotten away with before, if we have pushed a situation where you feel like you're not supposed to stay in that situation anymore, whether that's work or relationship related, certain behaviors that you're doing, if we haven't been able to sort of stretch that to the limit, like, okay, so I've pushed for something that you just feel that you're not supposed to be there anymore. This is a time like it's up until here and no further. It ends with you. It ends with us. It stops with us, right? So that you're going to feel that one. If you continue to push in a direction that you have been sort of navigated away from for a while, it's going to really start to feel in your whole existence if you continue on a path that just is not for you anymore. So your truth, like it stops with you, it ends here. It's like, it can also be the feeling of enough is enough. Just a situation, just whatever situation, like enough is enough. Like it's enough of this now. Like whatever that is. Okay. For the people being drawn to this video, please, what do you have for them? Shadow. Okay, one more wants to comment here, and we're going to look into that. And authority. Okay, so we have this shadow card, number 18. And we have authority, number 4. So 18 and 4, or 9 and 4 can also be significant. Shadow. So for a lot of you guys, I just feel like this is I don't really like the expression of work-life balance, because I think it's just a life balance, right? Some of you, this is very 3D, like whatever you're doing with work, you're trying to find the balance within work, either in a situation at work, like you're trying to find more of balance in there with whatever's going on in your personal life, like whatever's going on for you spiritually right now. You're going through this transformative place, and you're going through this really like look at the foundation of who you are kind of place. And the work that you're doing has either sort of come a little bit like in second, because it's just not enough room in a day to deal with both your transformation and this work related thing. It can also be that you're shifting work. Like I said, if you're, it can just be it doesn't have to be like chaos and conflict and all of that. It can just be that you gradually, naturally, organically have just moved away from something at work, and now you're moving into something different. And that is like, you're just finding the new footing in that, or the new setting in that. For others of you, I just feel like this is a situation where you're finding that the more spiritual work that you do, right, is you find out people throw this love and light everywhere, like love and light. And it's not that I don't say like, please feel peace, please feel love and all of that. Love is who we are. But there's a deeper understanding. For it to even be light, we need the negative and the positive. And I think that the more shadow work, like to understand, like to really come into the situation right now where to create a balance, a life balance, a balance within your spiritual growth, is to understand the equality of both sides, like to not just work on whatever you feel passionate about, but also work on the things that wants to come up to the surface, the things that create light. The negative and the positive that we blend is what's creating the light, right? So we need to look at those things that feels negative. And it might even be that on a day-to-day basis right now, due to this transformation going on. And I talked about this a little bit about huge waves coming in from the sun right now. And as I feel the first one has already hit earlier of 2024. And some people speak about the solar flash, waves of solar energy, different names for the same child, basically. And I feel like we're already in it, has already started. And the more you sort of stand, the more sun that's coming in, the more shadow. Like if you're out walking and the sun is really like standing on high, you see a bigger shadow. And so everything's going to be illuminated. Everything is just going to really come up to the surface. And if you try to push that down, it's not going to feel good. So it's important. It doesn't mean that you have to sort of have to dive into do shadow work now. I think that's sort of a part of life. But to allow whatever wants to come up is really important. And then we have authority. And this is usually, so I don't even have to talk about usually what this means. This is when you find your authority, your integrity. This is when, I don't know what the expression is in English. In Swedish, I would say, du separerar. No, I don't even remember how you say it Swedish. Du separeras agnen från vetet. I don't know. Okay, so it's when you separate the good from the bad, the superficial from what really matters. All that glitters has to go. If it doesn't have a foundation, if it doesn't have truth, you're done with it. And I think that you're now sort of defending your, it doesn't mean that you're walking around defending yourself. It just means that you're very precious about looking at what's real and what's honest within your life, because everything else has to go. So if that means that you're sort of right now actually left and right just dropping people in your life, it can be romantic partnerships, it can be friendships, it can be family members, it can be whatever, however, business partners, coworkers, whatever worked in the past, sort of, again, it comes to its point where it's like enough is enough, or it comes to its point where it's really, really clear what works and what doesn't. And so there will be like a bigger separation, and you sort of don't have to do anything because it's naturally taking care of itself. You just allow for the vibration to sort things out. Wherever you're headed and people not coming, or work-related situations not coming, or anything not related is just sort of gonna organically fall away. Don't try to hang on to it or fix something that doesn't want to come along. Okay, what else here for the audience? Whoever's drawn to this message, what do they need to hear? Yeah, I'm getting, and I know this can sound, depending on if you just lost someone, depending on if you feel like you're about to just lose someone, and I mean to the other side, this can be a tough one, but I'm inspired to say that just know that right now, this is not for the faint of heart. If you are feeling this is not for me, like, I'm not giving any ideas to anyone here right now. I'm just saying people right now can feel that the path that we're on is just too much. The transformation and the fear of letting go of what we're used to and what feels comfortable within our own walls, you know, if we're being pushed outside of that and it feels really scary, some people actually right now decide to leave this earth because it's just not for them to go through with this transformation. They did what they came here to do and then they're done. And so there's no judgment. There's absolutely no judgment for people choosing to leave. But that can result in from one day to the other, or from a couple of weeks to, like, it's not like a long-term illness or unless there is, but it can also be that right now people from one day to another, it feels like I just talked to that person 2 weeks ago and now they're gone. That the transformation has started. It has, there's a big shift happening on the planet right now, and it's just not for everyone. It's like they came here to do what they were supposed to do, and they did their thing, and now it's time for me to leave. And I also get that there's a lot of people that have said yes to this transformation once coming into Earth. But people saying yes to this transformation, I just feel like there's a lot of people who initially said yes are actually now saying no. So that's why I'm also drawn to do this video. It's almost like I just want to honor you who are showing up for this, who feels this transformation, who said yes and keep saying yes. It doesn't mean that we're special. It just means that you're actually just a little bit more bold, a little bit more brave. You just have been through enough and sort of have that survival instinct. You just sort of get on with the next thing, and you're here to stay. And you're here for it. This is what you've been waiting for. And this is okay, Source is we hear you, we see you, and we honor that you said yes and that you keep saying yes. I hope that makes sense. And no judgment if you say no. Because, man, it is tough. It is tough sometimes. And, yeah. But it's life, right? We get to hear and see and smell and feel and connect. Yeah, nurture, Mother Gaia. What do we want to tell? And then we're just going to get something. No, okay, put it back. It was very similar. I just want to show it. It's almost like we have this lead is like the shadow card and the integrity, the authority card together, right? Because we have those two. And now we have this. But it didn't even flip. It sort of stuck out a little bit, but yeah. I just also want to say, right now, for me personally, I just feel I don't mean that there's things not going on. I see people move. I see traffic. I see people, interact and engage and do all of the things that they're doing. I'm doing things as well. I'm alive and I'm doing things. I'm taking care of things. I'm working. I'm doing all these things. I just feel a quietness. Do you feel that quietness? It's something's just quiet. It's a feeling of, it's not the calm before the storm. It's not what I'm feeling, because it's not like I'm anticipating a storm, but it is a quiet moment. Even if there's movement, there's a quiet moment. If that makes any sense. Rest and reconsider. So we have nurture, number 3, and we have rest and reconsider, number 9. So we have a 9 there again, 9 indication. 9 can speak of endings, closing down one cycle to begin another, unconditional love. So if we're starting with this nurture, so I just feel this is a time to really go back to your roots, to really find time in nature. It can literally be go out for a walk in nature, reconnect with Mother Nature. Wherever you live, whatever the climate, whatever the proximity to nature or your ability to, reach nature, it can come in so many different forms that you're just ground yourself and you sort of find a way to feel centered. It feels really important at this time. And the rest and reconsider. This is a little bit of the quietness that I'm speaking about. It doesn't mean, excuse me, it doesn't mean that you sort of have to just sit at home and not do anything or just sit constantly in meditation. It's a feeling of like, just right now, take your time. Think things through. If you wished we are, in a way, if you were to plan for the next 20 years, no matter what age, no matter what age, if you're like, I only have 5 years left in this lifetime, or I am barely beginning, I can't think 20 years into the future. But if you just have this feeling of like, for the next 20 years, what do you want to see in your life? What side do you want to be on? What do you want to bring to the world? And what do you want the world to bring to you? What is your plan? And it's like you have to sit down and like make a PowerPoint. But it's like, if you can just have a vision, or just like where you're going, and there's no rush. The sentiment or the underlying energy here is that like there's no rush. You can just sit with this and feel into it. Feel where life's taking you right now. Take a moment, take a breather, sit with it. Just one more, and then we're going to close this message down. For the viewers drawn to this, what do we have, please? Ace of Spring. Wow. It's time to take action. Be fearless and happily pursue your most treasured dreams. Amazing career opportunities. So, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of a new era, pun intended. This is the beginning of this is the next step of this transformation. This is Pluto out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. It's new horizons coming in, and I just see a lot of magic with this. If we can focus, there you go. Butterflies, a rabbit, a bird. A lot of butterflies, big transformation. And just, having the opportunity to just create magic, just really go after those dreams. I just feel that as we more and more are now invited back, I want to say, because it was never lost, invited back into our own power, the ability to manifest whatever you want is going to become so much more palpable. Is that a word? And yeah, getting to those dreams, any sort of thing put up on the shelf, it's time to take that dream down and sort of dust it off and see what you can do with it. Because I just feel like the timing of it really is now. To step into this is also sort of a gateway to choose what timeline you want to be a part of right now, to choose where you want to go in your future direction. Is like, if you choose and really can sit with the most powerful dream, or where you feel most passionate or most excited, is a gateway to a particular timeline. So whatever dream, whatever vision, whatever thing you feel called to do, and it doesn't have to be over the top, major, I'm going to start this huge career within this, or blah, blah, blah. It can just be the smallest thing that I was just doing memory, I think it's called memory, and with a little game with my son the other day. And if I were to say my biggest passion in life, I wouldn't say memory. I would say other things, but it was something that happened. Something magical just happened. It was just him and me, doing this little game. And in that moment, it just created this space of just peace. And it just felt like I could have sat there for a million years to come and just do that memory game with him. It was just quiet, and we just sort of went on with the game. And so it's not like an over-the-top, mind-blowing, costly thing. It can be just whatever in the moment gives you the satisfaction, gives you peace of mind, peace of heart, makes you feel content. Start doing that. Okay? I feel like you're the way shower. You're one of the leaders for where we're going right now. And I just sort of, Source in me wants to like thank you, wants to acknowledge you. Like, I see you. I'm one of them, and I know it's not easy right now. And sometimes it can look like you're all of that and that you have everything together and that like you're so strong or that you're so like, and you are all of that. But it doesn't mean that you need a recognition every once in a while or validation or confirmation or that you need to be held too, right? So I'm just here to say that me and Source sees you and keep up the good work. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.